LA Rider is brought to you by Dudley DeBosier Injury Lawyers, serving Louisiana motorcyclists and their families for nearly 2 decades. Dudley DeBosier, official injury lawyers for the Motorcycle Awareness Campaign.
When you're on a motorcycle, you got to look out for all kinds of stuff. But after a crash, it's a danger you can't see that can really get you.
The insurance company is working behind the scenes to deny you compensation.
They're building a case against you, but at Dudley DeBosier, we're working for you.
Keep your head on a swivel. Let these guys look out for you. Motorcycle crash? Demand different. Demand Dudley DeBosier. 444-4444.
Hello and welcome to LA Rider, Louisiana's only television show about motorcycle lifestyles, travel, and adventure. I'm T.W. Robinson, and we're so excited you're joining us today. This week, we take a ride to a place called Head of Island for lunch at one of our favorite restaurants. Tammy Arender tells us all about last month's Ride to Provide in Monroe, which raised money for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Scotty Drake drops by with all the details on next Saturday's big awareness ride where someone is going to go home $1,000 richer. And Tammy and I spend some time with one of our heroes at the Northeast Louisiana War Veterans Home. All this and much more on this edition of LA Rider. So grab that throttle, give it a twist, and let's take a ride. Hello everyone, and welcome once again to LA Rider. So glad you're joining us today. I admit it, I have a real thing about fried shrimp po' boys. Doesn't matter what else is on the menu, 8 out of 10 times I pick the shrimp po' boy. And a few weeks ago, I wanted one really bad. So I hopped on Red Rider and pointed her toward Head of Island, where I can always count on finding one of the very best. In Louisiana, we like to brag that we have a year-round riding season, and we do. I have taken Christmas Day rides in 70-degree weather, but there are cold, wet days too, and sometimes it seems like they always show up on the weekends or our days off when we want to ride. That had been the case for much of March and April, but finally a beautiful day landed on my day off, and I couldn't think of anything better to do than take Red Rider for a spin. But this wasn't going to be a typical ride to nowhere today. I was craving a fried shrimp po' boy, and I knew just the place to find one, the Hilltop Inn, at a place called Head of Island. It was a beautiful morning as I headed out Louisiana Highway 16 toward Maurepas. There are some really nice twists and turns along this section of the highway as it heads south out of Denham Springs. And as I settled into the ride, I started thinking about my love for fried shrimp po' boys. As a Florida girl, I have always been a seafood fan, especially shrimp, and especially fried. But when I moved to Louisiana, I discovered the best way to have them, on a po' boy. The po' boy originated in New Orleans, and believe it or not, it is connected to the city's famous streetcars. In 1929, streetcar workers went on strike. Brothers Benny and Clovis Martin, who operated a small restaurant and coffee stand, began offering striking workers free sandwiches made up of cold cuts on special loaves of French bread. Benny Martin later said that every time a striking worker would show up for a free meal, he and his brother would say, "Here comes another poor boy." Over time, the sandwich became commonly known as a po' boy, although some restaurants and menus still refer to it as a poor boy. I'm not sure when the fried shrimp po' boy was introduced, but it's my favorite, and it was time to have one. Hilltop Inn is a perfect place for seafood, or any meal for that matter. Located on the Amite River Diversion Canal, which serves as a shortcut to Lake Maurepas, the restaurant is a favorite of boaters and fishing enthusiasts, especially on weekends. They have a great deck and plenty of outdoor seating, but there was still a slight chill in the air, so I chose a table inside. Let's see. The Hilltop Inn serves a wide variety of seafood dishes, featuring shrimp, catfish, crab, crawfish, even frog legs. They also have great steaks and chicken, plus hamburgers and po' boys. But I didn't spend much time with the menu. I knew what I wanted when I left the house this morning. Or they have just sandwiches, but who would want just a sandwich? Served on authentic New Orleans French bread, crispy on the outside, soft in the middle, and loaded with delicately fried jumbo shrimp. Hilltop's fried shrimp po' boys are at the top of my po' boy A-list. You know what I like about this is the po' boy is toasted. That's really cool. Oh, stick it back in there. My gosh, that is wonderful. A little wind therapy, a fabulous lunch, and leftovers for dinner tonight. Now that was definitely worth taking a half a day off. But now, a little more wind therapy is in order. Off we go. It's been nearly 100 years since the Martin brothers introduced the world to a po' boy. And at the Hilltop Inn, they have pretty much perfected it. Now, Hilltop has tons of other great dishes on the menu, and I've had most of them. You really can't go wrong. And there's a great deck and outdoor seating area if you want to watch the boats go by. Stay with us. When we return, Tammy is at Warhawk Harley Davidson with the details on last month's Ride to Provide.
LA Rider is brought to you by the Motorcycle Awareness Campaign, a 501c3 nonprofit organization exclusively dedicated to promoting motorcycle awareness and rider safety throughout Louisiana and the nation.
I didn't see him.
She just came out of nowhere.
Oh, God, what are they going to do?
Watch for us.
See us.
Watch for us.
See us.
Watch for us.
See us. Watch for us.
See us.
Watch for us.
Save us.
Want a high-quality used motorcycle delivered to your door with a money-back guarantee? At usedbikesdirect.com, you can choose from hundreds of high-quality American, Japanese, and European motorcycles. Just browse our website, pick your bike, get your financing, and arrange your trade-in, all from the comfort of your home. And we'll deliver it straight to your door for free, complete with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Buying a used motorcycle has never been easier or safer. Just go to usedbikesdirect.com and start shopping.
I didn't see him.
She just came out of nowhere.
Oh, God, what are they going to do?
Watch for us.
See us.
Watch for us.
See us.
Watch for us.
See us. Watch for us.
See us.
Watch for us.
Save us.
Please watch for motorcycles.
Hi, and welcome back to LA Rider. I'm Tammy Arender here at Warhawk Harley Davidson. And of course, we've been so anxious for riding season to begin, and it is here. And we kind of kick things off here at Warhawk with a ride to provide. Let's tag along. Despite gray skies and a sudden cold snap, more than 24 riders rolled into Warhawk Harley Davidson for the St. Jude Ride to Provide. The ride was sponsored by Warhawk and their sister dealerships in Houma and Lafayette and raised money for the Memphis-based Children's Research Hospital. St. Jude has an ongoing mission to treat and defeat childhood cancer and other life-threatening diseases. St. Jude never charges patients' families for the treatment and depends on grants, gifts, and fundraisers like this for support. Rides also took place at the Houma and Lafayette dealerships. More than 24 riders and passengers donated $20 each to participate in the ride, and when they returned, they dined on homemade fajitas cooked up by Warhawk's own Spencer Carter, a nice hot treat following a very chilly ride.
We have some food here today for everyone. We have our local Hog chapter members here, and we also have just some folks out in the community that wanted to be a part of it.
The Motorcycle Awareness Campaign also participated in the ride. Mac's Scotty Drake handed out dozens of Watch for Motorcycle signs and bumper stickers and talked about the organization and its ongoing mission to reduce motorcycle crashes and fatalities.
And we're giving away these Mac yard signs, as we always do, and Mac wristbands and Watch for Motorcycle bumper stickers as well. The thought being that we get as many of these out in the public as possible to prompt regular motorists, folks in their cars and their trucks and the vans and minivans, to actively watch for motorcycles. If we can get them to do that, when they're watching for us, hopefully they'll see us, thereby reducing the number of motorcycle crashes and reducing the number of motorcycle fatalities, which is on the rise, unfortunately. You know, we are many. We're doctors and pipe fitters, and we're teachers, and we're woodworkers, and we're retired disc jockeys. We are men, we are women, we are people who work on the night shift, we are day laborers, we are everybody, and we are everywhere. The thing is, people are distracted when they're driving, and they're not attentive. And when you're inattentive and you're distracted, you're not watching. You've got to actively watch for motorcycles.
Warhawk's Emily Dupy says working with organizations like MAC and St. Jude is an important part of the dealership's mission to give back to the community and support causes that are important to motorcyclists.
So we really like to give back to the community when we can, and luckily we have leadership that allows us to do that. I'm really thankful for the things that Scotty Drake does in our community, because we are literally dying to be seen out there.
For LA Rider, I'm Tammy Arender.
For the best in restorative and cosmetic dental care, choose Dr. Jason Hutto. Your smile is important, and so is your overall oral health. And at the dental office of Jason Hutto, our aim is to provide the highest quality dental care. From implants and cosmetic procedures to fillings, root canals, and cleaning, choose Dr. Jason Hutto.
Hi, I'm Jason Hutto. Call for your appointment today.
But not on Fridays. That's the day we ride.
At Jandy Imports, we have everything for your ride. From high-quality leather jackets, vests, and chaps, to saddlebags, luggage, and riding boots. We have a large selection of helmets, too, and feature a full line of AMSOIL and bike care products. At Jandy Imports, you'll find the area's largest selection of patches, all sewn on for you while you wait. You need it? We've got it. At Jandy Imports, the little store with the big inventory.
Come see us at Jandy Imports.
At G & Gonzalez, we do it all, from really big to the really small. Keeping you safe? No problem. We have the latest AOT racing gear found exclusively at G & Gonzalez. Don't monkey around, head on down to G & Gonzalez of Baton Rouge, where the fun begins.
For more than 40 years, Robert Rad Leonard has provided South Louisiana motorcyclists with all their needs, from a showroom jam-packed with all the latest gear to a full-service shop featuring skilled technicians who handle everything from routine service to complete engine rebuilds. Rad Cycles also carries a huge selection of pre-owned models and has the area's largest inventory of used bike parts. For all your riding needs, do what South Louisiana motorcyclists have been doing since 1978. Go Rad. Rad Cycles. They're rider recommended. Looking for a trailer? Check out Mike Gerald's Trailer Depot. At Mike's 2 Baton Rouge locations, you'll find a huge inventory of high-quality motorcycle trailers, boat trailers, cargo trailers, utility trailers, and custom-built trailers. Plus, the largest inventory of trailer parts and accessories in the area. Can't find that perfect trailer? Let Mike build one for you. Mike Gerald's Trailer Depot. 2 locations in Baton Rouge to serve you. They're Rider recommended.
Want a high-quality used motorcycle delivered to your door with a money-back guarantee? At usedbikesdirect.com, you can choose from hundreds of high-quality American, Japanese, and European motorcycles. Just browse our website, pick your bike, get your financing, and arrange your trade-in, all from the comfort of your home. And we'll deliver it straight to your door for free, complete with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Buying a used motorcycle has never been easier or safer. Just go to usedbikesdirect.com and start shopping.
Next Saturday, right here at G. Gonzalez in Baton Rouge, some lucky biker is going to win $1,000. Scotty Drake joins us now to tell us all about this year's Motorcycle Awareness Ride.
Thank you, TW. And this is the proclamation that declares May Motorcycle Safety and Awareness Month here in Louisiana, signed by John Bell Edwards. Now, the Motorcycle Awareness Campaign is very proud to present our 2nd annual Motorcycle Awareness Ride. Do me a favor, TW.
Sure.
Hold that up for me. Atta girl. Now listen, I got a cheat sheet here because quite frankly, I haven't been able to commit anything to memory since the Nixon administration. The Motorcycle Awareness Ride is coming up Saturday, May the 20th. It's going to start right here at G.N. Gonzalez in Baton Rouge. We're going to have a big party to promote awareness of motorcycles and motorcycle safety. We're going to have free food. We are going to have free drinks. We're going to have free live music. Entrance into the ride is absolutely free. And somebody, hang on, I brought a prop. Now this is a $1 bill. One of you is going to win 1,000 of these $1 bills. Let me tell you about the ride. First of all, we're going to start at 9 o'clock in the morning at G.N. Gonzalez. And again, forgive me for reading off the card here, but there's a lot of information. We're going to start at G.N. Gonzalez on Chippewa Street here in Baton Rouge, where you'll be issued an official ride card. Don't lose it. We'll punch your card here at G.N. Gonzalez. You're going to ride 12.5 miles to Friendly Power Sports on Airline Highway in Baton Rouge, where they'll punch your ride card. You're going to ride 18 miles to Law Enforcement Motorcycle Specialties in Walker, where they'll punch your ride card. Then it's a nice 31 miles to Cajun Thunder Motorsports in Ponchatoula. Get your card punched there. Then 41 miles to Road Dog Customs in Prairieville to get the last punch. 126 miles. Of course, you'll also be coming back here to G.N. Gonzalez. So that's a nice 126-mile trip. After which, somebody is going to win $1,000 in cash. Now, we're also going to be having lots of other prizes too. Rain or shine. But rain or shine is going to be open to everybody, and I mean everybody. Motorcycles, trikes, cars, trucks, vans, minivans, foreign, domestic, everybody. So if it's a bright sunny day and your bike's in the shop, don't worry about it. Come in your car or your truck or your van. Once again, the date, Saturday the 20th, and it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, G.N. Gonzalez here in Baton Rouge.
Last year, Mac gave away more than $2,000 in cash and prizes. This is something you don't want to miss. Back in a moment with more LA Rider.
I didn't see him.
Watch for us.
She just came out of nowhere.
See us.
Oh, God, what am I gonna do?
Save us.
Please watch for motorcycles. You might just save someone's life. Motocross? We've got it at G & Gonzalez in Baton Rouge. All the bikes, all the gear, and the expertise to help make you number one at the track. From beginner to expert, we've got just what you need at G & Gonzalez in Baton Rouge. Come see us today at G & Gonzalez, Louisiana's oldest family-owned power sports dealer, located in downtown Baton Rouge in the shadow of the state capitol.
Race on down to G & Gonzalez. Becoming number one starts here.
We're waiting for you!
I didn't see him.
Watch for us.
She just came out of nowhere.
See us.
Oh, God, what am I gonna do?
Save us.
Please watch for motorcycles. You might just save someone's life.
Just putting on leather and sitting on a bike doesn't make someone a biker. And it's easy to tell the posers from the pros.
Same goes for law firms. Just because someone's a lawyer doesn't mean they know motorcycle cases.
At Dudley DeBosier, we've been fighting for injured bikers all over Louisiana for years.
After a crash, get experience on your side. Call Dudley DeBosier. Motorcycle crash? Demand different. Demand Dudley DeBosier. 444-4444.
Support motorcycle safety and encourage other drivers to watch for motorcycles. Purchase a motorcycle awareness specialty plate for your car, truck, or motorcycle. For an additional $25 a year, you can help the Motorcycle Awareness Campaign promote safety, awareness, and training programs throughout Louisiana.
I'm T.W. Robinson. No matter what you ride, put a MAC plate on it and help support motorcycle awareness wherever you go.
Improve your skills. Make U-turns with ease. Tighten your corners and ride with more confidence and greater control. Sign up now for Cajun Thunder's Motorcycle Skills Training Course, taught by police instructor Mike Richard and Amanda Joe at Cajun Thunder's state-of-the-art facility in Ponchatoula. Take your riding skills to the next level with Cajun Thunder's Rider Advancement Training.
At Jandy Imports, we have everything for your ride. From high-quality leather jackets, vests, and chaps, to saddlebags, luggage, and riding boots. We have a large selection of helmets, too, and feature a full line of AMSOIL and bike care products. At Jandy Imports, you'll find the area's largest selection of patches, all sewed on for you while you wait. You need it? We've got it. At Jandy Imports, the little store with the big inventory.
Come see us at Jandy Imports.
Welcome back. This is LA Rider, Louisiana's #1 source for motorcycle lifestyles, travel, and adventure. I'm TW. A few months ago, I got an email from a viewer in the Northeast Louisiana Veterans Home in Monroe telling me how much he enjoyed watching our show since he was confined to a wheelchair and no longer able to travel. Well, last month, Tammy and I paid a surprise visit to Charles Radar Kohler, and what a wonderful time we had. Aren't those beautiful? That Tammy, she can cook. That's why she's my friend. He said he was in the front room.
Okay, so he's
oh, there he is, right there at the door.
Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. Hi, how are you?
Doing good.
It's so good to see you.
Oh, I remember you.
I hope you do. I'm Tammy and TW, and that's Bob.
Yeah.
And we brought you some treats. Can you eat sweets?
No.
You
but I
can't?
do it anyway.
Get my hug.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. I watch y'all, and you know what my favorite part of the show is?
Is what?
At the end, when y'all are lined up singing.
Oh, our little song.
Yeah, oh,
Our little. Well, how you been? Tell us how you been doing. Look, you look good.
Y'all sit down. Go ahead and sit down. So I'm fine. I've been here a little over 3 years.
Okay.
I was a radar technician in the Army.
Oh. So that's where you got radar from.
Yeah, yeah, the combat vets, you know, all got a different name.
Yeah.
I served from 66 to 69. I was a year in school, 6 months in the Air Defense Command in New Jersey, and no, I went to school at Fort Monmouth in New Jersey. Then I went to Pittsburgh Air Defense Command. Then somebody behind the desk saw my name, and radar was somewhere on that page. And so here I go. 11 months, 28 days, 4 hours, and 12 minutes in Vietnam. And then I got out. I was an instructor on the counter mortar radar at Fort Sill.
Okay.
From till November 7 of '69, and that's when I got out.
You got out.
Because they were going to send me back across the water.
Or after you got through with your instructing, did you come back to Monroe? Were you from here?
Well, actually, technically, I'm from Minnesota.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I met one of the most beautiful girls you'd ever want to meet. And she swooned me. And anyway, we got married in July of '66. Now,
where was she from?
Monroe.
Okay, that's the connection.
Gordon Avenue.
You have to watch out for those Louisiana girls.
Oh, I did. I thought I was, but I didn't. But I'm glad she caught me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. 56 years we've been married.
56 years you were married.
Yeah.
God bless you, Radar, and thank you for your service. And next time, we're going to bring a sidecar and take you for a ride. Well, that's it for this week. Hope you've enjoyed the show. I'm T.W. Robinson. We haven't been everywhere, but it's on our list. We'll be back next week for another great edition of LA Rider. See you then.
LA Rider is brought to you by Dudley DeBosier Injury Lawyers, serving Louisiana motorcyclists and their families for nearly 2 decades. Dudley DeBosier, official injury lawyers for the Motorcycle Awareness Campaign.
When you're on a motorcycle, you got to look out for all kinds of stuff. But after a crash, it's a danger you can't see that can really get you.
The insurance company is working behind the scenes to deny you compensation.
They're building a case against you, but at Dudley DeBosier, we're working for you.
Keep your head on a swivel. Let these guys look out for you. Motorcycle crash? Demand different. Demand Dudley DeBosier. 444-4444.
God bless chrome cowgirls like us.